Welcome back to Stamping at the Warren, and I'm Kim Tolton, and today I'm going to be showing you a different colourway combination of this card here, and I've done it as a birthday card, and it uses embossing, stamping, all sorts of things that I haven't done in the last couple of sessions because time was really short, so I had to keep it short. But we're going to be doing a version of this, and the star of the show has to be the new this product here. It's a new Ombre ink pad, and when you open it up, this one is the rich raspberry one, and there's 5 different shades of the same colour, and it gives you that gradiated look without having to spend hours trying to work at sponging and brayering. So great fun. Right, so the products that you're going to need, you're going to need the Petal, is it Petal Blast? I think it's Petal Blast. I used to write on them and then decided not, but yeah, this lovely petal one, textured embossing folder. Then you've got this stamp set, which is a 2-set stamp set. It's only 2 stamp sets in one because the stamps are large and they make fantastic backgrounds. And then the other stamp set is Thoughtful Banners, and there's such, I don't know if you saw there, but there's a huge amount of stamps and different styles of banners. So 53 stamps in that one stamp set, so it covers just about every occasion. And then I've got a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock measuring 12.5 by 7 centimetres. We're going to emboss that. Then there's a piece of Whisper White which measures 10 by 10 centimetres, and a piece of Perfect Plum cardstock measuring 10.4 by 10.4 centimetres. And then your actual card base is a 5-inch card base, so this measures 25 centimetres by 12.5 wide, or 5 centimetres wide by 10 centimetres, 5 inches wide by 10 inches long, and then just scored through the middle at 12.5 centimetres or 5 inches. And I'm going to fold this now because we're actually going to start by stamping the front cover of the card. And I've lost my bone folder, there it is. I've changed my workstation and I'm a little bit out of sync, and part of the reason why I've not been around for a while. Right, so first thing to do is to make the background for this, and we're using this super Hessian stamp, which comes from the You've Got This. Now, to work the ink pad, this ombre ink pad, you can use it from light at the top to dark at the bottom, or the other way around, it's up to you. These are made to be disposable because there's 5 different inks. It wouldn't be feasible to actually re-ink them, so once the ink's gone, then you just replace them. And what you do is you move in little circles, and this just avoids getting big lines. So I tend to sort of do one half and then come up and do the other. And with this, we're just going to stamp down, and it will give you different gradients. But because this is actually a cover front, I'm just going to give it a really grungy look just by using every bit of ink I can bleed out of it. And there you have the card base. Pop that to one side. So we're now going to use the same stamp and the same ink pad, and this time we're actually going to do that 10 centimetre square. So again, just little circles, and because it's all one shade or one colour but different shades of the same colour. It doesn't matter if there's a bit of overlap. You could, if you want, ink off first, which I'm just going to very, very quickly ink off, literally like that, just to remove the most of the colour, because I don't want it to prevent us seeing everything else. And then just once on the card front there, and there you have it. And you can see here, dark going up to very light. Beautiful and so easy to do. We're going to overstamp this now with the beautiful flower from, I can never work out, I can never decide whether it's a peony or a poppy. I'll get there one day, I'll make a decision, but I just refuse to commit. Right, I'm going to use Elegant Eggplant, so it's a nice rich plum, dark aubergine sort of colour, so it's going to really pop up off of the background here. There you go. And then just get your Tombow out, because you're going to mat this down onto that piece of perfect plum. So I'm keeping everything very similar sorts of colours, and the joy with Stampin' Up is that all 5 colour collections work together. And I'm not just saying that, it's true. All 5 colours, sorry, I'm not happy with the alignment there. All of the colour collections, you've got 4 main colour collections, which is subtles, brights, neutrals and regals. And then you've got 2 in colour collections that last just 2 years each. And they all work together so well. And it takes so much of the hard work out of it. Now then, whilst I am going to do the dry embossing, I'm actually going to put some of the sequins on the front here, so they're drying before we go any further. And I'm using Blushing Bride sequin trim here, and you just want to tease off 4 or 5 of these little sequins. You will need your fine tip glue pen. Things work more pleasing to the eye if they're in odd numbers rather than even numbers. Lots of research done on it. And just undo your cap. Be very careful of the piece there, because it will bend and snap if you don't take care of it. And what I tend to do is I put on 5 drops, and I'll leave it. I've put 4 on, and I'm going to leave 1 for the banner. I've got my drops on there. And then using my finger, I can then pick up, drop them down, and then I just use something like a pencil end just to secure them down. 1 there. You can just put them in place. 2, and I've lost my other drops of 1 there. 3. And I thought I'd put a 4th one on there, but maybe not. I might be imagining it. Nope. Right. So those can be drying. I'm just going to pop that up there along with the card base, just whilst we do the embossing. So up comes my big shot. Move my 2 little sequins out of the way. And today I'm using the new multi-purpose platform. It's been made much easier, no tabs on it anymore. All you get is the multi-purpose platform base, and then if you're using thin lit dies, there's an extra layer you put in there. That's it. It's so simple, and all the instructions are on the front. To know if you've got stamping and things like that, or a one-way direction, to know which side you are actually embossing, you're checking that both the Sizzix emblem and the Stampin' Up emblem are face up with your cardstock, and that will mean you're going to get the embossed side. The opposite side is the debossed side, which is the side with the negative image, if you like. If you're doing cardstock, it doesn't matter if it's not, as long as it's not stamped or anything, it really doesn't matter. Right, there's our embossed image there, beautiful. And you can decide which way up you're going to put it. Last time I had the debossed side, this time I'm going to have this side. So I just want all of my bits here. And the rest is assembly apart from the stamping for the sentiment. So just check which way you want your card orientation. I like mine in a mountain fold, and this should fit in here really nicely, and then you can see you just get that grunginess showing from the outside. You could use fast fuse. I'm using Tombow here. I go between fast fuse and Tombow. I love them both. Pop that down fairly centrally. Turn this over, turn over your topper, and you want some Stampin' Dimensionals, which are in my little drawer. It's really lovely. I can have all my cardstock that I'm working with is now in little shelving unit right immediately in front of me, and the video camera sits perched on the top, which is grand. So much easier for me. If you're not someone who watches me regularly, I am disabled. I'm an incomplete paraplegic with chronic pain problems, and if I used to forget something, oh my goodness, it used to cause havoc with me, because I really don't cope very well with getting up and down. Right, so let's pop this down nice and centrally there, and then the last bit is to do a bit of stamping using the thoughtful banners. You're going to stamp the banner first. This is just me personally. I find it easier to stamp the banner first and do the sentiment after, because I find I don't make as many mis-stampings. So just ink up. If you haven't seen me before, again, I like to have my stamp firmly on a base, looking up at me, and then it's just tap, 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 tap. You can see if it's all nice and glistening. You can see if there's any ink around the edges that you're not going to want stamped out. There you go, and I've just realised I've left my punch behind me, so I will have to grab that in a moment. I've put the ink pad away, and I don't want to put the ink pad away because we've got this little sentiment here. And if you would like to protect your work surface, Stampin' Up also sells this grid paper. It is not just for demonstrators. There you go. Right, just going to get behind me, grab that punch. There we go. Easiest way, turn the punch upside down, push the release key, and you can see which way it will punch. Line up So I just need to take, sometimes you'll need to take a corner of card off just to allow you to get the right angle. And you just want to line everything up as much as you can. You can slightly depress the punch just to check you've got your line right before you actually pop. You get an extra little banner as well, which I use if I'm going to personalise it. So if I want dad or mum, then that's what I pop it on, and I would actually pop it on like this so you can see the sentiment underneath. Cute, huh? Right, you're just about there. You just want to decide where this is going. Pop another couple of Stampin' Dimensionals, and of course, being Stampin' Up, the Stampin' Dimensionals fit perfectly for the punch. Pop these off. I'm going to pop this down here in this corner so you get a bit of all the colours. And then finally your last two glue dots, which, there's my pen, I'm going to put one on either side of the banners there. You know, I've had the blog post written for this tutorial for over a week. It's just been so manic here, so much going on, and I just haven't had a chance to get in the workshop. And because we've rearranged the workshop, I've had extra furniture come into the workshop to make my life easier, as I say. I haven't been able to actually work out here because the space wasn't workable. And I'm not physically able to just traipse everything indoors, so I'm back in here now. That's good, and I'm happy. Okay, so there is your finished card. Very different look, but you can see both of them, the similarities, and I think that's a really quite cool card to make for somebody, and you can change your sentiment however you like. You could add some baker's twine like I have in here. I'm quite happy with this one like this. I rather like it. And that's it for today. Don't forget you can follow my community Pinterest board. The details are in the show more section under today's video. You can also click on the eye icon in the top right corner of the video. That will take you straight through to my blog post. Same with the link underneath my video for today. If you have any questions, please ask them. If you don't want to do it publicly, just send it to my email. Again, all of the details are in my show more section, including my online website, so you can order your products if you would like to in there as well. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will talk to you again very soon. Ta-ta for now.